Here we go. Here we go. Maybe we're live. Maybe we're not. We'll find out. Welcome back. It's Monday. The bleeding has stopped for now. Are we so back? God, I hope so. Please, my family. Mi familia. Please, please be so back. Bitcoin has been absolutely shitting the bed, and it's been painful to watch. We've been covering it live almost every single day. At this point, I don't even remember how many days in a row it's been. We've streamed so many days. Thankfully, this weekend we got a little break. Let me know if the music's too loud. We got a little break. Bitcoin trading sideways. We've got some charts. We've got some coins to look at. Some different things going on in the world. As we get into it, I want to start it with this. I am just a dude. Nothing I say is financial advice. I get it wrong. I don't pretend I get it right. Anybody who pretends that they get markets right 100% of the time, they always call it. They're lying to you. They're scamming you. That's not reality. Nobody does that. On this channel, what I hope to offer is a place to share ideas, a place to cope at times, a place to celebrate, a safe space for crypto. Because if you're anything like me, you might have even gotten texts over this weekend from some friends telling you how stupid you are, and that they think you should sell your Bitcoin and crypto because it's going to zero. I got a few texts like that, actually. Kind of funny. Other people aren't going to get it, but we do. So you found the right spot. Join us. I wish I had all the answers for you, and if I did, I would share them. I do my best. I'm pretty damn good, but hey, everything here is for your benefit, hopefully. I don't accept any money to shill you things. Shill you projects or investments, or I don't accept dollars to tell you to buy something that will rug you. Never done it, never will. We've been on YouTube almost 7 years, going live in front of you guys. Nothing to hide. We just do the good stuff. So I appreciate everyone being here. If you're tuning in on YouTube, the main channel, youtube.com/TomCrown. We're over here. Could you leave a like? Subscribe to the stream if you're new. We've got some spiciness to go through. We got a poll going on as well. How do you feel this week? I'm actually curious, and you might think it is a no-brainer question, right? Do you feel more bearish, more bullish, about the same? Where are you? A lot of people in the chat saying, oh, well, the price is the same. What do you mean? Nothing's changed. True, but that doesn't mean how we feel hasn't changed. They sometimes diverge, and sometimes that's valuable to get an idea about. See anybody over at Twitch, but they'll join us eventually. I'm not even checking the Twitter, chat, because nobody ever talks there. That was some crazy stuff over the weekend. Twitter enabled location, so now when you see MAGA America account yelling about the Second Amendment and things, and it's like from India, it's from like Pakistan, wild change. People are crashing out over it, honestly. Nothing wrong with being from India, but there is something wrong pretending to be from the U.S. and weighing in on U.S. politics, decisions, pretending to be from the U.S. and honestly doing it for clearly monetization reasons, doing it for money. Sowing disorder. We have enough shit going on. For money is terrible. It's just terrible. Nothing wrong from being anywhere in the world, but definitely something wrong trying to benefit off of sowing chaos. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. Let's get into some charts. VPN. So apparently you can VPN, but apparently it isn't quite so simple. I think it even kind of goes back to where your account was created, when it was created. I don't know. You would assume these big accounts that were impersonating would have figured that out and done that, right? Apparently that's not that easy. I think it has something to do with what app store you're connected to. Something like that. Maybe if you never logged into Twitter without a VPN ever, you might be able to fool it. We'll see. Wild shit. Anyway, let me jump into a little bit of the Bitcoin chart. Let me do our warm-up TA here on Monday. Please, as I do this, I won't be able to read the chat so well, but keep the chat going. Engage with the live stream. The more you do, the more YouTube will show this to new people. It isn't the most exciting day, but there's some very, very exciting days ahead. We are not out of the woods when it comes to whatever the hell's going on here. So the more we can have YouTube push this stream, the more new people will find us, and the better off they will be not finding all the scammers and grifters out there, man. So give me just a little bit, then I'm gonna jump into the chat, see what you guys are talking about, what's on your mind, what you're looking at, what you're watching, and we're gonna go over it together. So let's start off real easy. Boss, I am tired. Another CME gap opens at 84.6. Actually, on Monday's open, it was 88.3 down to 84.6, but we have filled most of it, and basically a sliver of this gap remains from 85.2 to 84.6. A very tight range there, about 1%. Sits below us. These have been getting filled rather consistently here on the way down. It is the only gap that is open until another 29% downside, or what is this, like a 50%, 38% upside. We have a gap at 113.9 and a gap at 60K. The odds of 84.6 being filled, I think, are very good. This is very good in this week. I am hoping, though, that we continue up here. We continue up here at least for a little bit. Our bounce seems a little chaotic on Bitcoin. Doesn't really feel like a super important level. We just kind of randomly decided to make a move here. On the week, the Ichimoku cloud giving us maybe a little insight as to what's going on. The Ichimoku cloud has been tested on the weekly time frame for the first time in this entire run. This is not a great sign. This is not a great sign. I don't like this. I'm very uncomfortable. Down at 80.75. This was the bottom of the weekly cloud. If you're not familiar with the Ichimoku cloud, it's a very old indicator. One of my favorites. It's very visual. It's very easy to digest. But hitting the bottom of the cloud here is not really what I had hoped to see. Realistically, this is not considered a bearish signal when you learn about Ichimoku cloud in textbook kind of settings. As long as you're above the cloud, the trend is up. But it just shows a shift, and I don't like this. And I've been talking to you guys for months now about a signal that I'm watching for to basically confirm a bear market for me, and it's getting closer and closer as this cloud weakens. We're not quite there yet, but it's not looking great. Let's roll back here. October of 23, the cloud twisted, price shot up, and we have gotten pretty close to this cloud support. In September's low, or what is it, August's low, we tapped basically the top of the cloud before moving higher, but this is the first time we have actually entered the cloud. Trading below the cloud is obviously considered bearish. You start losing the trend. We can see our TK and KJ basically like moving averages getting pulled down here, offering up or basically highlighting resistance or liquidity at 103.6, 104K. What I don't like here more than touching the cloud, though, because cloud support is pretty typical of a trend. You'll oftentimes see price react, move back up, or even reject in the opposite scenario. But what I don't like is the twisting of the cloud getting closer. Even 2 weeks ago, this cloud was chunky. It was fresh. It wasn't really spooking us too much. It was looking fine. And you can see this kind of duck lipping in up here, coming out into the future. This has been, the twist on this cloud has been something that I've watched through now 2 or 3 cycles, and it has been a harbinger of the bear market. We're not there. It hasn't twisted. And I would even say that in order for this to twist, we probably need to see a weekly close under 80.8. We're not there. We closed at 86.6, which is a pretty decent close considering how low we traded. That's like almost 10% up from the low, 7.5%. But if you go back and basically snipe out these previous twists, you will find that these twists were pretty ahead of price. I believe it's about 26 weeks in advance, something like that. 26. So while it wouldn't have given us the Pico top of the previous market by any means, once that cloud twisted, it was pretty much over. This was in 2022. The cloud began to twist in January, and price really never recovered. It never recovered until 2023. Same thing honestly happened all the way back in 2018. This time also wasn't the best signal. This isn't like top sniping, but it is weakness confirming, at least in my eyes. Got to go back, I don't know, it was like 8K. Price did trade significantly lower from that cross. So it wasn't awful, but it wasn't a super early signal. But I've been waiting and watching for that to happen. And it's getting closer. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That alone has been a signal that I'm looking for. And I'll let you guys know, obviously, whenever it twists. We'll wait till the next weekly open. We'll check it again. This only updates on the close of the week. But this combined with a few other things is not making me feel great. We're going to talk more about those not so bullish signals. But let's focus on what's happening right here, right now, which is potentially a bounce, right? We saw the bottom of the cloud, and while we don't necessarily know if that's going to bring us to new all-time highs tomorrow, that'd be great. I got to move this box. This box is in my face. There we go. We don't know if it'll bring us new all-time highs tomorrow. It does give us an upside target of like 104 with pretty high confidence. We tend to see price tag back to these crosses, or to these, they're not moving averages, but Ichimoku lines, we'll call them. TKKJ is what they're called. On top of the bottom of the cloud, we have tapped the 100 weekly moving average for whatever that's worth, right? Whatever that's worth. Is the 100 weekly moving average some magical thing? Not really. It's kind of fitting price and looking for something, but it isn't as cherry-picked as literally going in and being like the 161st moving average is a perfect, yeah, like it is something that is standard. It's just maybe not that historically important. We just don't see Bitcoin really playing with it too often. Maybe back in 2019, we had some closes above it before failing to actually rally and hit into those COVID lows. We really didn't interact with it at all in the previous bear market. And that same timing in 2022, we just fell right through, didn't come back to test it until we broke through it in October of 23. So there's not much history that would go on with this moving average, but it is here, and we are seeing at least a small piece of green, so I'm gonna just pack that in my opium bowl. Now that we've gone over the very, very few and not so compelling bullish things going on, let's talk about the shittier ones. The signal that Benjamin Cohen, I love Ben. Ben Cohen has been talking about for quite some time has finally happened. We have now 2 weekly closes under the 50-week moving average. Does this spell doom? I don't necessarily think that means it's over. Personally, I don't think it means it's over, but it's not a good sign. It certainly is a sign of weakness and something we should pay attention to. One thing that does draw my eye is the 50-week sits roughly in the same position. Oh, exactly. In the same position as that Ichimoku Cloud TKKJ, right up here, 102, 103. I think the probability, no matter what we do from here, whether we dump to Valhalla or pump to new all-time highs by the end of the year, I think the probability of revisiting 102 to 103, honestly, if not higher, is very, very strong. We have had an incredibly one-sided move. You can see on the weekly time frame here, one tiny green candle of 5% that was immediately sold off. This has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 7 weekly candles I've closed red. Very unusual price action. You don't tend to see moves like that happen often. We did have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 greens in a row here in May, then immediately had 4 reds print basically. But we don't see this happen very often, and when this does happen, I always am waiting and watching for a reversal, and that's when it gets scary, honestly. The sell-off I don't find bad, the pumps I don't find bad. It's when you see the move, the retracement move, or the corresponding move backwards, right? You move down, move back up. That's when stuff gets scary. If those moves don't, or if those moves fail to produce higher highs in this scenario, if we see a rally back to 103, 104, and bulls can't push through, that's probably it. I mean, that's probably they're cooked. That's probably come back in a few years cooked. That's when it gets stressful for me. Right here, right now, not really feeling it, not feeling the burn. I've actually been enjoying the volatility for once. Let's see, do we have any retracement there now? I think like 106 is solid. about here. So I was rambling a little, but long story short, I think the possibility of this, very good. No one knows if we'll see lower first. I wouldn't be surprised to see the bounce now, but the probability of this, very good. So what does that mean? I know you're saying, well, I'm panicked and I think the market's over and I'm screwed and whatever. This could be an opportunity. If you are bearish, which is totally understandable at this point, and we see a move to 106, you need to be aware of a few things. One, this is going to be basically like a deal breaker or a pivot point in the sense of you can jump off the ship here. You can hedge your positions here. This is probably what I'll do. I'll probably look to open some kind of position between like 104 and 106, like a low leverage short. Please don't just blindly copy me or do what I do, because I'm doing it. But I'm going to look to do something, because I was not really taking profit at 126. I still am not totally convinced that that is the top, but the longer we stay away from it, the more probable it becomes. But I will look to make some kind of hedge in this zone. There is a lot of history that would suggest that even in a bear market entry, or even into the bear market, we get these moves backwards. In the previous one, it was to the 200-day moving average, so that gives us a little bit higher, about 110. But you can see this is slowly coming down, slowly trading lower, and that might even come meet that 106-ish target by the time we see that move. That actually makes a lot of sense. The scary part is the rejection here. If we do not break through, if we do not see price just honestly blast to all-time highs, we gotta start facing reality that maybe this is not going to keep going. It makes me sad. It makes me so sad to think about it. But this is where I'm going to look to hedge. It might look something like this. What do we got to the upside? New all-time high, 21%. Gotta be real careful. Real careful. There we go. 18%, so it could be like 5x. Something like that. Long-term position. This would look pretty solid. This would look pretty solid for a long-term bet, honestly. You'd start painting that lower high, head and shoulders type pattern. Doesn't have to play out exactly like head and shoulders, but essentially the failed rally after a market structure breaking sell-off. Just a bearish structure. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I am keeping my eyes out for. You know, we've done this before. This is not our first bear market. Whether it started or not, this won't be our first. It won't be our last either. We've been streaming through these for years, and I ain't quitting. I ain't quitting. So this is what I'm looking for over the next whatever month into the end of the year. I think by the end of the year this makes sense. You could see maybe even a close up here that would close the yearly candle green, sell off into 2026. Yeah, I like it. I don't like it, but I like it. I like it from a trade point of view, like 102 to 106, looking for resistance in this area and looking for some kind of protection, right? Some kind of protection to the downside. Best case scenario, it doesn't happen and we're in the golden bull run forever. That'd be awesome. But I don't know. I don't think I'm ready to bet on that. To the downside, assuming we don't bounce here, I would expect price action to look something like this. Maybe a weaker bounce. 93.5, 93.3. The yearly open sits right here, and this is the logical upside target for the move we're seeing currently. If we have a very weak bounce over this entire week, 93.3 is probably the target. A short-term scalp or shorter-term position could be taken from there. Maybe you're targeting June's lows, April's lows, not June's lows, at 74 to 76K. I think that makes sense. I also think on the other side, taking a long from perhaps this 74-ish thousand area, basically just playing that liquidity bounce would likely work. That would likely fly. I'm going to take that position. Something like this. What this does for us, unfortunately, is basically puts price right in the middle of where we want it to go for a long and where we want it to go for a short. And so the question I'm sure 1,000 people have already asked in the chat, what do I do right now? The answer is almost always nothing. There's almost always nothing. The good positions or the strong positions are usually very quick and typically take patience. Limit orders here are going to be your best friend. What's up, Hacker777? How you doing, bro? I see you subscribed on YouTube. Nabil Pirzada Mauricio. Cano, that's a cool name. Nadia, what's up, my friends? If you're out there on YouTube or X or Twitch or wherever you're watching, Kick, Rumble, we're on a lot of stuff. There he is. Eternal G's over there, my guy. Eternal G. Might make you a little mod over there, my man. Holding it down on Twitch. Shout out to you. XRP's on a run. We'll take a look. We'll take a look. I don't know if I believe you. You might be right. I didn't get any alerts. That's the only reason I say that. I got very few alerts over the weekend. 88 Bitcoin. I think that actually is an upside alert. Maybe. Hola, what's up, bro? How you doing, boys? How you feeling, boys? Should I just stop the... No, I have like one more thing I want to talk about on the macro chart for this, and then we can move on to the chat. One more thing we got to talk about. We were watching this like a hawk all last week, and it did not do what we wanted it to do, but it has given us a breadcrumb of hope here. It didn't totally nuke our hopes and dreams. Tether dominance has, by some miracle, not broken August's high. Some miracle. Now, this isn't the most incredible bullish signal. It almost was. Not really. Could have been if it had rejected back here at the end of October. It did not. It broke through April's high, setting a higher high after a higher low. So Tether dominance on a rally, on an uptrend. But where it has reversed does give us a little bit of hope. Zooming in to Tether dominance price action, you will find that the wick on Friday just barely missed breaking higher. In my opinion, that would have been a much more bearish signal. Now, don't get me wrong, this is still bearish, and the logical price action to look for, and we already see that playing out, is for price to sell back off or retrace back to the trend line to find a higher low. And of course, breaking 6.76 dominance is likely the bear market signal. We would expect over the course of a year or whatever for that to trend right back up to the highs, whether it's a lower high or breaks to a higher high, anybody's guess. But back to the highs we saw in November, August of 22 in the bear market. This is not what I'd hoped to see. I was really into the idea that we would see a rejection here, a higher low, and basically one more run, alt season perhaps, before the inevitable Tether dominance rally. This is not what I wanted, but it isn't the worst, right? This pullback likely coinciding with some kind of bounce. Now, if it's continued into this week, I think 93.3 minimum, but this is probably where you see that 10 whatever target. Looking back at the 50 week, the 200 day, 0.618 retracement, you have a lot of confluence at that level. What's going to be kind of a compounding signal for me is for price to reach those levels where we are looking, or I'm looking potentially to hedge or short, and Tether dominance to back test that trend line. If that is happening at the same time, I'm going to have a lot more confidence in the position. So obviously going to be a valuable chart still. Definitely want to keep an eye here. Don't want to be sleeping on this. I wouldn't necessarily trade Tether dominance by itself, but in combination with the Bitcoin chart or even total crypto market cap hitting major levels, I think that's going to be... Well, how did this move? I think that's going to be a very strong, very potentially, there it is, lucrative position, right? Gosh, I'm not ready. It's like the bull market it never even got here, and now maybe it's leaving. I haven't lost hope. I haven't lost hope that we still have an all-time high this year. It just feels like we won't. And usually that's what we have right before the all-time highs. Not this cycle, but in the previous cycles. Dollar still up. Total looks like shit. Still is stronger than Bitcoin. Bitcoin volatility up. Bitcoin dominance down. So weird. It's a weird time. It's a weird cycle, man. My Monero long buy is working out. Monero's still up. You said XRP is up. We'll take a look at some other charts here. I did not look at 𝐂𝐶 today. We'll look at 𝐂𝐶. We'll pull up XRP. We'll look at what else the chat is watching. Let me see if anything else is pumping. I did say last week that almost regardless of what happens, I expect this week to at least open green. XRP making me look very correct. What the hell is rain? What is rain? What is this shit? Rain? Rain? I've never heard of rain. Is this new? Yeah, it looks new. November 10th. Okay, so it's just November 23rd. It had a $850,000 million market cap, and then November 23rd it had a $0 market cap. Something doesn't quite sit right with me. Maybe we won't look at that one. Ethereum. Wait. I don't know what CC is either. Really, we see some charts are up. Why does it say they're up if they're red here? That's kind of weird. Caspa at 4.2 cents. That was a support. Maybe that held. XRP up 6.7. All right. So we have some green on the day. Wonder why these are all red here. Usually that means they're not up on the day. XRP is doing something. We'll check in on this in a little bit. For what it's worth. Bounced that basically. My sell. Where's 𝐂𝐶? Wow. 𝐂𝐶 not doomed, but damn. Taking the longer route here. Higher lows. Not quite as interesting. We'll probably talk about that during the live today. Let's bring XRP over here. That'll be first. Oh, we got the membies. Did somebody gift some memberships or nah? 𝐿𝐵𝐍. Welcome, brother. Appreciate you, dude. Because they're on set. Is it though? Is that on 7 day? Because that's what I thought. I assumed that. But then I hit 7 day. Oh, you know what? It's because they changed. Right? That's stupid though. Why wouldn't this show me 24 hours when I'm on 24 hours? You're right though, guys. You're right. Touche. What else are we looking at? ZK says Amir. What's up, bro? Lasers go pew. Raging. Yeah. XRP. We'll jump into a deeper look on XRP here. What's up, Gooska? Good to see you, my friend. What's up, 𝐒𝐫𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿? Whoever gifted membership. I don't know who did it. It doesn't actually tell me. It just says that 𝐿𝐵𝐍 got a membership. It doesn't say anyone gifted, but I think someone did. If you could take a moment, we're jumping into the chat here. We're going to see what you guys are talking about. My boys, it's Monday. Let's see what's popping, right? But take this moment and engage with the live stream. Hit the like button, tap the screen, whatever you're watching at, subscribe, follow. If you haven't voted in the poll, vote in the poll on YouTube. You can join us on the main stream. I don't know how many viewers we have, but typically hundreds or thousands. If you're all alone somewhere else, youtube.com/TomCrown. Join us over here. And let's see, check out Xano. What else? Let's see who's here on YouTube. We got One Up Trading. How you doing, bro? Alexandra G. We got a lot of names. Algo Saurus, Amir, Ahmad, what's up, Ahmad? Analogies with 𝐿𝐵𝐍. Brian, Brother Nature. What's up, Brother Nature? You're always here. I love you. Capper Die, you're always here too. I love you. I love all you boys. No homo. Clever Custom Performance, Cryptoholic Love, Dillum, Crumb, D-Lo Brown. What's up, D-Lo? DSV, my guy. I miss you, DSV. We got chat soon. What's up, David Brum? How are you? Egam, G, Nifty, GT Nuts, Gooska, G, Henning, Ink D, Irish, J Day. What's up, Irish? My brother. My Irish brethren. J.I. Hook. What's up, Johnny Crypto? We'll look at XRP for you, don't worry. Jordan BTC, Julio Energy, 𝐂𝐺, King Peasant, as always, Crunk, Lasers Go Pew Pew, Line in My Pocket, Mama Jedi. She's back. How are you, Mama Jedi? Good to see you. It's always refreshing to see old names or OG names come back. What's up, McPooch? My guy Tillin, Mr. T, M Mosaic, Mr. Handy, Dandy, Mud Cezir, Paul Caruso, Paul Coffee, Queen Finn Solve, Racer, Randy, a Big T, Ricardo, Rick G, Scott Lux, Seabass, Taylor Murphy, the Clip Cult, Bearded Wanderer, Pickle. Happy Monday, Pickle. T Money, Tom 𝐂𝐚𝐫𝐿, Wild Mofo, Zach Edits, XRP Goat. We're gonna look at XRP. You are my goat. What's up, bro? What is up, my brothers? It's Monday. Hopefully you went to the gym. It's the best way to start Monday. It's the best way. It's the only way. Yahoo Monday. I know we are so back though. That's the good part. It's not just Monday, but we are not red. We have a, I don't want to get everyone's hopes up, but it's not red. It's pretty nice. It's better than last week. Better than last week. Yes, the bar is incredibly low. Let's take a look here. XRP having a little bounce. Who's Jim? I don't know, man. Doge broke its market structure. Where did it trade to? We'll look at Doge. We'll look at MicroStrategy as well. MicroStrategy macro tragedy, as I've been tweeting. Appreciate you sharing your knowledge. Thank you, Mr. Handyman. Appreciate you for being here. Someone's got to do it, you know. There's all these scammers. There's so many scammers on YouTube. Someone's got to be here, not scamming, or else nobody will ever stay in crypto. They'll just leave. What was I doing? I was pulling something up. False move Monday. God, I hope not. God, I hope not. But man, man, it kind of feels like it's gonna be, right? We'll see. We'll see. Don't scam. Just do it. It's easy. Just don't scam. Just stop scamming. That's my advice to all these other YouTube channels. Just stop scamming. Stop dumping on your followers. Stop. Yeah, just don't do it. It's remarkably simple. It's not very profitable. It's much more profitable to dump on your followers, and to scam. But you know, life isn't only about money. We are still in extreme fear. We've been in extreme fear forever, and it feels like we live here now. We're never gonna leave it. We're just forever gonna be scared. What's up, Ellie and the Cheeto Cats? Christopher Christ, what's up, bro? Thanks for subscribing. Welcome. Am I still getting sued? I mean, I don't know. By the world's worst trader and biggest LARPer, probably his threats of suing me were about as serious as his technical analysis. TA burn. I should pull that up. For those of you who aren't familiar, this was a real message from James Wynn, the world's worst trader, dumbest scammer, accused P-word. What else? Rugger, serial rugger, thief, you know, whatever. So I tweeted this. I didn't know, to be fair. He made a Zora account. I don't know. I didn't know what Zora was at the time, which apparently makes a coin for you. I don't know. And like, maybe you can't. I don't know how it works. Anyway, and very quickly, I received this message from him. My lawyers have collected everything on you. What is there to collect? What was there to collect? Like, we found your username, and that is everything about you. You'll hear from them next. I never heard from them. See you in court for defamation. For defamation, bruh. Defamation, bruh. You've contributed to me losing millions of dollars. Mind you, guys. This, look at the time, 9:30. Look, was it 9:30? This is when it was tweeted. 9:30. So it's because he sent me this image. So this was like his screenshot. He's in a different time zone. This was 32 minutes after this post. So in 32 minutes, guy lost millions of dollars. Bro, the 0% chance any of that's true. But yeah, never received anything from his lawyers. Dude's a LARP, not a trader, scammer mostly. But if I ever get any update, I should probably follow up. I should follow up with that. Meaning I should make a tweet about it. Call him out again. Yeah, you're right. Good. Don't do meth, kids. Yeah, true. I should follow up with that. But I'll let you know. I would love for him to sue me. James Wynn, I know you're watching, baby. Do it. Do it. Do it. Let's go. Let's take it to court. Let's get some discovery going. Yeah, it'll dox my information, but it'll dox your information. And here's the difference: is I have never scammed anyone. I haven't rugged. I didn't make any enemies. I don't got any skeletons. His closet is packed to the brim with skeletons. So let's see. Let's see how that would go. Plus, it's just impossible to sue people for defamation. We're public figures on Twitter. This is like impossible. Anyway. Do it now. Do it now. Do it. The attention is what he wants. Well, I see A.A. Taylor. You're right, but I want that attention too. I want the attention that clowning him brings me, because it brings me attention too. Is what it is. If he does actually sue me, I will start a GoFundMe. I will. I'll start a GoFundMe. And we'll rack up a lot of lawyers. We'll just like hire very expensive lawyers and rack up some bills, because then he'll have to pay the bills. Anyway, moving on. He's got a lot of Jack Skellingtons. Ha ha ha. Accuse him of the same. Well, Droid Bishop, if he ever did actually. All right, guys, I want to move on. But if he ever did, obviously I would win. And then I would countersue him. I would countersue him because he threatened me. He threatened me. And it's caused me pain. I mean, it has. I joke about it, but it has definitely made me stress. I didn't go to Lisbon. I didn't go to Lisbon this month because I felt I was under threat. I didn't want to travel internationally. I don't know this dude. I don't know what I was doing. So yeah, there's been stress. There's been damages emotionally to my life. So yeah, that just counters them. Anyway, let's move on. Some fun drama though, isn't it? I really hope he does, because you gotta give up all this info. I think you broke the guy. The dude's a clown. He's a fucking bozo. XRP ripples. So much damage, and you guys know. Can't even spell suit. Wait, did he spell it wrong? I didn't. I never even read it. Anyway, Discover would be amazing. So many people would get justice from it that I would happily, because like it would have, it would be stressful. I would happily do it. So many people get justice. Bet a lot of people out there are very curious about his personal information, where he lives, what his name is, what he looks like. Bet there's a lot of people out there. Guys made a lot of enemies. That would be fun. Come at me, bro. Or how about this? Or if he doesn't want to sue me, how about this? I'll fight him in karate combat. How about that? Crypto fight, whatever club, guys. Make it happen. I'll fight him. That'd be fun. Anyway, XRP having a decent start to the week. It's got a little bit to go. A little bit more to go here. A little bit more to go. It did hold on to the $2.196 mark, which we talked about last week. That's good. It's a good sign. Getting a bounce. Now up 7.2% today or this week, whatever. 221, last week's open. This is going to be the obvious upside local resistance. A new local support is created. That is a great idea. Let's go. Let's go. I've been trained my whole life for this. No, I'm just kidding. $2.05 below by the weekly open. This is your intro week play, right? 205 support, 221 resistance. Easy piece. What do we got on the? What do we got here? Dipper. 100 week coming on down at $1.60. So I'll start with this. I think 221 is the price to beat. You break 221 and we'll evaluate further upsides. 240 from October's low here. Your 50 week up here, 250, 240, 250, great upside target of 221 breaks. If this week though, the market tanks again and we see XRP fall below 205 and we see the fallout continue from last week, alts breaking their local lows from last week, the next downside support would be $1.60. I'd expect that to be a pretty strong support. Whether it brings you back to all-time highs. We obviously never know, but I would expect from 260 at least a bounce moving on back to like that $2 mark. If we are truly in a bear market and everything is going to go down, I would expect this kind of price action to happen. A test of 260 back up to 2 for a lower high, another swing at support, and maybe dick around here for a while before breaking it. That is obviously the bearish scenario, but right now you are moving up. Let's see what happens at 221, which seems incredibly likely here today. Now it's at 2. I mean, this has been moving while I've been talking, so it was honestly maybe more impressive of a call when I started this sentence, now getting less impressive as it's literally coming true. Breaking that level is a great way to start. You can see the pattern, or kind of this megaphone, right? This falling, weak, loose price action has broken this weekend. And this is a move away from that megaphone-ish pattern, from that kind of loosey-goosey. I could see this play out, certainly, with resistance tested a higher low, and almost like a repeat of this price action, but in the other direction. Like that. That would look pretty good. That would look pretty good. Yeah. Moving up, man. This whole space. I want to be bullish, but this whole space is just like, no. It's like, no. Here are the rallies that are gonna fail like all the other rallies. If we say it enough, then we'll moon. 200-day, unlike Bitcoin, the 200-day has been tested, which is an uncomfortable situation. Because on Bitcoin, we're looking for that move back to the 200-day, hopefully at like 106 to 110. XRP has already done that. I mean, it can't hit it again, but that's looming up at the top of that range of like the 240, 250. That's at like 260 right now. You have some bull div off of your low. I don't know if that's enough to get excited about. One thing that I do like here on the day, XRP, your money flow low, thanks to MicroStrategy, is actually higher than your low here. So we see divergence on money flow, and that has been, in my experience, a little bit more impactful, a little bit more, holds a little bit more weight than just RSI. RSI lows are a good confluence factor, but hardly tradable on their own. Here it is. How you feeling about XRP today, boys? Where should I rebuy? Because I sold most of my XRP at $2. Where should I rebuy? What price? Assuming, I don't know, assuming that this goes low. Because if it goes up from here, I'm just never going to rebuy it. I still have some. I don't know, maybe $1. That doesn't seem like a good enough flip. That's a 618. $1. Maybe $1. I'll set an alert here. I'll remind myself if it ever happens. Rebuy XRP USDT? Question marks. There we go. Is there anything else I'm missing? You guys want me to look at your charts today? Prepare to be looking downsides, because man, things are rough still. After last month, though, man, after last month, it's like, well, I don't think we'll trade lower than October in any near-term future. He prayed. Supply running out on XRP. Well, that's unlikely. Supply running out. I mean, supply's not running out on any coins. Let's be realistic, guys. The supply's not running out on anything. But you don't need the supply to run out for something to happen. That's like really just like holding your breath on something that like isn't necessary. I did take a position that I shared in the Discord. So if you're not in the Discord, you should be. Discord.gg/TomCrown. You should be in there. I did take a position. Oh no, it's on the other freaking. Gotta log in. God, I hate logging into shit. I hate it. Let me log in here quick. If you're looking for a place to trade while I log in here, Check out BYDFi. You will find. You will find. BYDFi. You will find it is very good. I like trading there. It's very good. I'm such a good salesman. You'll get deposit bonuses. You'll get no KYC. Oh, wait. I messed up my... There we go. I messed up my login. No KYC. The biggest value is if you sign up with BYDFi, our exchange partner. If you ever have any issues, which I've had none. We've worked together for like 2 years, but I've had no complaints, honestly. If you have any issue, you can come to me in the Discord and you can open a ticket and let me know. And I will make sure, I promise, go to them directly because I have some good contacts that can get shit done. I will go to them directly and I will make them do something about it. I can't guarantee, I don't know, if like you lost a trade and you're mad about it, shit out of luck. But if you have any real issue, I will advocate for you. I know I'm wasting time so I can log in. I will advocate on your behalf and I will help get a resolution using all of my weight. It is quite the offer. Nobody offers this. Ain't nobody. That's right, BYDFi. There we go. Links in the video description below, pinned to the top of the chat. Am I actually logged in now? Come on. Mostly want to show you because I did close all my trades and I like to stay transparent here. I like to let you guys know what I'm doing. Here we are. I got really wrecked over the last few weeks. All right, it got very wrecked. So I don't know. The fate of this one seems probably the same, but here we are. I did catch a little bit of a long. I did have an ad that didn't get hit. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel that now. All right, cancel that. This is now up a little bit, just a wee 49%. On 10x, so price up 4%, 5%, $400 gain. I did originally have this set to take profit at 88K. I should have already done that. I'm a dumbass. I'm just a dumbass. There it is. I shared this. Yep, shared this in the Discord. Take profit already technically happened. I should probably put a take profit on this. Probably should scope it out. I keep not doing that, and then I keep getting wrecked. Maybe I should follow my own advice. Maybe 93.3. Maybe that yearly open. I think it's juicy. Bitcoin is getting a little bit of a move, and I think we are so back now officially. I think all of the hard days are over. Now it's easy street. That's not true. Never. It's never going to be true. Never going to be true, unfortunately. We are getting a wee of a bounce. Higher high here. We just opened a new hourly candle. The last one closed at 88.4. Not bad. And get this up. Count down the bar close. Let me take a look here. Start on low time frame. Cooking into the new hour. Let's go. Low time frames marching up. Higher highs on our oscillators, price pushing higher. It's hard to trust. Something I like about it. 15 minutes slowly rolling over or quickly rolling over. Even Stotch RSI on these low time frames hammered to the top bands. Two hours closed. Momentum zero line rolling over with money flow and view up. That's kind of nice. Been a little bit since we've seen anything like this. It feels dangerous. 99, 91 are really huge moves. Okay. I like what I'm seeing, but man, is it hard to trust anything. We saw lower time frames rolling over on this money flow momentum. obviously biased to the downside and moving back up. We even saw it pinch and turn around at the 0 line. Those do typically indicate some kind of reversal. The 4 hour is getting dragged up by those time frames. That's good. But man, is it hard to trust. To put that in kind of perspective, actually the last time we saw really anything like this on the 4 hour was back here. Saw that money flow curling over, and that didn't really get us anywhere. Not to say this can't, but it's not enough to get fired up about quite yet. I should definitely put a stop loss. Okay. Okay. Did you sell crypto wallets? I don't know what that is, Cassie. K-A-S-I, Cassie. That it's weird. Or do I sell? I don't know what that is. But it feels dangerous and a nice pump. That's when it can go further. I know. I hope so. Let's look at MicroStrategy. People talking about MicroStrategy a lot. In fact, did you guys see? Now there's something about like JP Morgan has like huge shorts or something. Huge shorts on, I don't know, something weird. Seems very funny. But MicroStrategy not looking great. Not looking great. Getting wrecked just like the corn. Topped out November 24. No all-time high this year. Broke February. April's low. Not a great look. Now back to the 618. This could be worse. He did close underneath it though. Close underneath it. This looks worse than Bitcoin. I don't know. Do you think we should be worried about MicroStrategy? I don't feel worry about it. It's kind of like MicroStrategy buying Bitcoin didn't do anything, and so I don't really think it's like gonna do anything on the other end either. Like if MicroStrategy goes down, I don't think that them selling Bitcoin is like really gonna do anything. They just find OTC markets, right? They'll just sell OTC. It's not like MicroStrategy is gonna go to Coinbase and sell. Though that being FUD, other people will sell. I'm just not that worried. It feels like one of those things that feels real, like it should be real or something, and that it just like never really plays out. Are you guys worried about it? I'm crazy. I mean, I am crazy a little bit. Are we all crazy, man? We're here in crypto, bro. If you're not a little crazy, I don't know how you're here. I'm just not worried. It just feels like something that we've heard before. Like, not the exact same thing, but just like this real serious, such a bad thing. And it's like, it's just going to do what it always does. It's just going to play out the way it's supposed to. Short term? Yeah, I mean, short term is fair. That's fair. If MicroStrategy crashes, we're going to feel it. I mean, realistically, guys, it's down 70%. It already crashed. Like, from high to low. It's down 69%. It didn't hit an all-time high this year. Even from the yearly high, it's down 63%. Kind of already crashed. Like, we're looking at it on logarithmic. We put it on regular. I think it's a lot of FUD. I think it's FUD. This chart, like, provided it reverses here, I think you could argue it's just even really kind of bullish. You've got the move up in 21, the bear market pullback, the rally into 2024, the all-time high. After that 24 rally, what? You come back test on the quarterly time frame, that previous high. Actually, I don't know why that doesn't line up. Well, either way, back test 100. Who cares? Rally to an all-time high, and here you are, like at the quarterly order block. This chart is pretty strong if it stays here. I'm not saying the chart is saying it's gonna necessarily just reverse here and blast off. But from here, it feels like FUD. Don't feel that bad. Now you start trading under 100, things get a little wonkier. But for now, this seems like a classic resistance, sell-off, break of resistance, support, break of resistance, support. If it turns around here, man, chart looks great. I say this and I've never bought any MicroStrategy, nor will I ever. I don't know why I would. I don't know why people do. Hopefully you guys didn't. I don't know. I'm not worried. Maybe it's because I'm crazy. Maybe it's just because I've been in this for so long. And it's like I've just heard shit like this and it just never matters. Just the same way that it's... Maybe that's it. It's like the same way that it was supposed to moon the price because he bought all these billions, right? It was like supposed to do this thing. It just like didn't. I'm just very skeptical of anything. Everything. All of it. All at once. Can I look at Doge? Yes. Yes, I can. There's something in my nose. Yeah, the normie's thinking he'll be liquidated. We talked about this like as a space already in the past, and it's like the only scenario where they're forced to sell is Bitcoin goes to like some crazy low number. I forget what it is. It's like when we first discussed it, I think it was like 18K or something. And it's not like it goes there. There's no price where it goes and they have to sell Bitcoin. It's like price has to go there and stay there for a long ass time. I'm confident that the one thing Bitcoin won't do is stay there if it goes to like whatever doom number. It's like we go to a doom number, but it bounces from the doom number. Like it goes back up from the doom number. I don't know. There is no value at which it's like he gets liquidated, like he's on an exchange. It's not on an exchange. They're not. It's not like perps, bros. Doge. Doge is hanging in there. It's hanging in there. It's had better days. It's seen better days. Here's one way to look at it. Doge has tested its 200-week moving average again. It's found support there for now. There's some hopium. If we discount this wick, the chart feels a little better, but like, I guess if we, here's my dilemma is if you count the wick and the low to 10 cents, then this low is really not any more relevant than the last few weeks. If the wick is valid, then it's just a higher low still. If the wick isn't valid, then you can start shifting your concept to like, maybe this is a little more bearish because you have broken June's low. April's low remains intact, right? But that is not comforting. 13 cents. As long as you hold, you still are at a higher low again after a higher high again. But under 13, I feel like then you're at a lower high and a lower low, and things are a little bonky. Things aren't quite as clean and nice. None of the charts are, though. None of these charts are looking super great, with very, very few exceptions. There are a few. I really don't want to see 13 cents broken. And at the moment, it's like reversing right before it's 13.3. It's like just in time. It's really got to make up some ground. Doge has to continue up. It has to move past 30 cents. We have to break September's high. That's great. Isn't that insane? In September, Doge was at 30 cents, making higher lows and higher highs, and looked phenomenal. It looked amazing. And then just kind of out of nowhere, this wick comes, and now it looks like shit. Keep that in mind of how quickly things can change here. This can look awful, and you just have another day like October, but to the upside, and all of a sudden things look good again. I honestly would bet on Doge going up from here versus down. I think Doge will test 30 cents before it sees like 10. I think this will continue. That RSI is chopped though. It's cooked. No div on the low, which is unfortunate. Monthly div. Got monthly bull div. Higher low. Lower low in RSI. I still think Doge retests all-time high. I don't know how this all plays in though. Maybe alts rally in next year. Like maybe they rally in 26. I don't really know. Feels like we're running out of time. 2 months. Market went from blindingly bright to very, 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 very grim in 2 months. Same thing can happen. Can happen the other way. Good start will be 18. Making up some of it. 16 cents. Previous weekly open. Similar to what we were saying on XRP. It's like 15.9, 14.5. Probably your weekly trading range until you see a breakout in either direction. Hard times, bros. Hard times. My Doge is in rough shape. Ethereum back to 3K. I can't wait for Ethereum to trade at to 3,300 again, because it seems to be the price that Ethereum always is all the time. It's always 3,300. Tiny little green. Oh, these candles. These are some candles, bros. There's still time. You're from Lisbon next time? I'll tell you next time, Ricardo. Hell yeah. Lisbon's a beautiful place. Beautiful country. I wanted to go. There it is. XRP touched perfectly to $2.20. No rejection yet. I would put the favor in the bulls here. Right up to resistance. XRP looking good. CME on a green candle now. 88.5 thousand. Spot chilling. Hasn't really moved since we talked about it. SUI is taken off. Really? Really? Did the trade work with SUI? I don't know. No. SUI stopped us out, of course, and now is rallying. Good candle on SUI. But what was support? What I was looking for long, I didn't take it. But what I was looking for support to hold here, now basically coming back up to test it as resistance. $1.55 on SUI. Hard to side on it breaking. If it does, that likely means lots of coins are. Damn. Those bitches. Our trades. My poor trades. Can we just go up? Temporary bounces to meet moving averages. I mean, a lot of what we're seeing today is likely that. Is likely price just getting too overheated to the downside and is just coming back. Coming back to those VWAPs, to those moving averages. My scalp is so dry. Stupid winter. I think this energy pattern is giving me heartburn because now I'm feeling it. And I've been getting heartburn a lot lately. I was like wondering why. The only thing that's changed is that energy drink powder. The problem is it never gives me heartburn right away. So I haven't put it together. I think that might be it. God dang. Total crypto market cap back to 3 trillion. Traded below, closed below. That's bad. Ooh. Got bull div. Bull div for now. I might have to throw away this stuff. You guys know I love my gamer subs powder. This stuff's always been good, but this flavor, I don't know what it is. It's got anime ladies on it. Sakura Splash. Tastes good. It tastes like Pez. Oh my, I'm gonna have to get some Tums. What's up, Taper Love Jeet, my friend? Thanks for the 5 Canadian dollars. He said only Bitcoin supply is running out in true sense. Let's go, Tom. Haters will keep barking. They will. They will. Them haters. Sue me, haters. I see where that expression comes from. Sue me. Yeah, sue me. You won't. You'll just say you will, but you won't. Dude, Total didn't even hit like freaking... This is what doesn't sit with me. This is what doesn't sit with me. And this is why I still think we're gonna see higher highs. The total crypto market cap didn't even get to the 1414 extension from 2021. 2021 hit 3 trillion. We only traded to 4.2 trillion. Like with ETFs, with MicroStrategy, like it just doesn't sit right. Something doesn't feel right. Something to me just feels like this is still what's gonna happen. Like, I don't know about 9 trillion. It could be. But like this kind of thing, like how does that play out without that? I don't get it. I don't believe it. Maybe I'm in denial. Reasonably so. Reasonably I could be in denial. To get ADA. BCH making a move too. Huzzah, my like half of a BCH making a move. Higher high on Bitcoin Cash against Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash meaningfully up against Bitcoin this year. 32% from the year open and like 114% from the low. Breaking that higher high is a good signal. Let's see if it can follow through. It kind of feels like the time for those coins from this era is coming. That short somehow still in play on BCH. Just crazy to me. Placed that short in June of this year and price is still right there. Hasn't broken higher. It actually looks good though. It actually looks very good. Weird. I'm not sure what that means. Weird. I didn't think this coin would ever rally. But lots of people never thought ZEC would rally, so maybe it's just that time in the cycle where the things that people thought would never rally. I don't know. Damn, the death cross right here on BCH. Interesting. Probably no one paying attention. Last death cross. Death cross before that. When was the last time I had a death cross but price was above? Here, technically. Very rarely. Interesting. That's tweet worthy. It's like this lo-fi, it's putting me to sleep. Making me very sleepy. Was it on BCA ADA? What did I get on EDA? That was 470. Okay, what's the downside? Really looking for this bounce, and it's taking its time. ADA's Cardano has just been struggling, despite Charles tweeting up storms and trying to be relatable. Turns out founders of crypto are just not that relatable. Back in the day, everybody in crypto was unrelatable. Now we're much more normalized, but in the day, I remember when I started streaming, one of the things that I thought was like, I'm one of the few non-weirdos. I lied to myself. I'm not a weirdo, but comparatively I wasn't. Comparatively. No div on the day. ADA just keeps hammering down those RSI lows. You know how weird crypto was when I confidently could say I was making it less weird. I was bringing down the bar for weirdness in the crypto space when I started. There's like a lot of vitilics, a lot of burdens. Does not look great. Div on the week. 48.4. Last week's open. Damn. You got a pretty significant cross up here. 73 cents. The 200 and 100 looking to cross. Pretty significant. Tapping liquidity. You see the 20 coming down to 50 cents. This is probably what's happening. And look for that. Probably get wrecked on that. Go the other way. There you go. 50 cents looks pretty good. Major support. You broke it finally. Price is going to want to go back to 50 cents at some point. Daily BTC looks like we're making a massive bounce. 200K-ish, that's where we started. On the stream, that's where we started. If you missed the intro, we had some good stuff. I would even say maybe higher than 100. Who knows the timing, right? Who knows what that'll look like? I think this is a good bet, though. In this red box, I had a pretty solid breakdown of this in the beginning. If you missed it, yeah, go back and watch it. But long story short, I think this bounce continues. If it, kind of two outcomes here. 93.3. If you see that reject, probably looking to test those April lows before a significant bounce. If we manage to make it through 93.3, I think we get into the 102 to like 106-ish area. There's a lot of reason to look for Bitcoin to return to this area, even if it wants to continue downward and enter like the bearish part of the cycle, right? Sounds funny. The sustained bearish part of the cycle. A lot of reason to be looking there. I think it plays out one of those two ways. And I think either way that goes, it eventually is here. It's eventually around here. There's going to be a lot of liquidity. There's lots of liquidity here. And there's going to be lots of liquidity here. And there really won't be. There will be some here. But there won't be nearly as much from the low back to about 100. Market's going to want to sweep that. You ask me. Market's going to want to sweep it. Artistic or autistic? Both and neither. Both and neither. 20% fall for everything, Trinity. Where's that? What are you talking about? Continue. We'll continue to go down while RCT. What's that? What's RCT? Sol. I haven't looked at Sol in a while. What's the use case for 88? What's the use case for anything, though? Let's be real, Ruben. What's anything's use case? Use case is the biggest cope. It's just been the biggest cope in crypto. Like, I've heard a million answers, and I've heard 0 of them ever used. It's like the only use case in crypto seems to be Bitcoin at this point. I don't know. I'm gonna piss off some people on that one. But like, speculation seems to be it. That's where it's at. Solana, all right, 124. This isn't terrible. You see, this is a pretty major monthly level. Now, there's a lot of ways this doesn't play out great, but this is a welcomed bounce on this chart. Welcomed bounce. It is directly back to last week's open, which is where we've been looking kind of for a weekly range on everything. Looking for a close today above 135, 137. Probably the play. What I do like about this chart for now is retaking that weekly level really does set you up to fill in some of this. As we fell, I pretty continuously said about Solana 190 is very likely to be revisited even if we are in a bear market and we're cooked. It's very likely going to look to return to there. There's a lot of inefficiency here now in this chart. He fell virtually just down. Order block right here. Liquidity is resting at this level. Oh, there we go. Fire. I didn't even remember putting this fire. I don't know when we did this. Tuesday last week, Monday, Tuesday of last week. Perfect. 124. Oh, it's here. 90. Yeah. Okay, I remember what we were looking at. We're looking at this fall and saying 190 feels like a good bet because even if you don't continue, even if it's a failed rally and you paint a bearish structure at head and shoulders, you're still looking for that bounce and liquidity sweep. 190 is a great target. I would say 190 is Bitcoin's equivalent of that 100 to 105, 106K dead cat bounce territory. That's where I'd be looking. Unlike a lot of coins, here you go. Here's your hopium. Pack this into your pipes, Solanists. Here's your hopium. Unlike Bitcoin, Solana had its death cross on the Friday last week. That death cross is now the lowest point in price. It's also directly off support. I think this trade is now a fire trade. A stupider trade, but can be made, I think, is basically longing with your stop below that low on Friday. And what this trade's thesis would be is the death cross marked the local low, that we're going to see 190 before we see it break, or if we see it break, or kind of like that it marked the low and the invalidation will be the invalidation of that low on the death cross. So I think someone could even look for a kind of dumber trade. I would market order it here, but I don't know how else to get into it. With a stop under 121, maybe you only look for, maybe in a scalp you look for 167. You can still get a 2-to-1 here, something like that. Invalidation for the long thesis underneath Friday's wick, and I mean, I like that. I feel comfortable having that death cross above the low. I wish Bitcoin was sitting in the same scenario. It's not. Interesting. I just got an alert on my phone. What was it? XRP crossing 222. Let's go. XRP perhaps leading the way here, breaking past last week's open, flexing into resistance. Let's go. This is good. I want to see other coins doing this. I want to see other alts push through. We got XRP. I want to see other coins do the same. We marked this out earlier in the stream, looking at this weekly kind of range of trading 205 to 222. 222 is broken. I think we're going to be now looking for a move to like 240. Provided we don't insta sell off here. But I'm liking this because the greater space really needs to see this. We have to see these weeklies break. We have to see these rallies bring us back to like October's lower highs to start fixing this, to get out of this bearish trap. This is a good start. Let's go. Let's go XRP. You can see that on the day here. Bearish order block under previous support. I mean, structurally, it's like as good as it gets. The head short is right here. I mean, I could even, I'm betting against hope now. Right? Something like that. Stop above November's high. Look for the long. Down and down at $2 again. Unfortunately, I can't go for a long while we're at the top of a green candle right into this very specifically bearish order block. Though I really want it to just continue up. Hopefully that gets nuked. I don't know though, it looks strong. Let's go XRP. Rip the band-aid off. Let's get trucking upwards. Let's make the bears question their life choices one more time. Bitcoin, goddamn sideways. Goddamn sideways. Toilet coin. Relief rally. I mean, well, certainly it is a relief rally for now. Across the board, this is undeniably a relief rally for now. You know, you never, that's the problem though. You never know when it's turns into a real one. And until it breaks to new highs. At the moment though, for sure. Seeing this across the board. We talked about it last week being the likely outcome, that just due to how intensely one-sided and selling, you know, like selling biased this move has been, that this week opens to green. There it is. That wasn't really a hard call. The real issue and the real fear comes in is, well, what happens when you actually make it back to previous supports? It's like October's low. You're like even your lower highs on altcoin charts and in Bitcoin. What happens when you make it back to those levels? If you don't push through, things get very, very scary. Things get very bad. The retracement moves, the bounces on the way down, the sell-offs on the way up, those are when it gets scary. What is this weird seed fork high project? It has to be a scam. It like has to be a scam because we have all these bots coming in and talking about it. I've never heard of this thing before. Never heard of it. Wow. That's fucking weird. And then I searched for it on Twitter and there's nothing. It's never been mentioned on Twitter ever. That's not a red flag. What the f... We buy seed and key fast and expensive is now. What? What is this scam? Look at this shit. Oh, I found the site that this bot is advertising. We buy seed and key fast and expensive is now live. Join sell. We accept seed phrases and private keys. What? What? That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It's not even on Twitter. I legit typed it in to all of Twitter land. Just in the generic search. There's no results. Zero result. What a terrible scam. I'm gonna add that to the filtered word list. No one shall ever mention that scam ever again. Not on our streams. Not in our comments. Not on this channel. That's wild. What a weird... Dude, I have never seen that. That is so strange. We accept key and seed. How has that ever worked? That seems like it feels like giveaway scams. Like, well, double your money. Like, seems like that would work better. What is that? What scam? Solana? Lidric burn. I want to join sell. You can join sell now fast. Fast now join sell. We accept key. English is good and sail live. Sail live. Damn it, I took another sip of this. I'm gonna get more heartburn. Ugh. English is good. Is strong good. They're in every streamer's chat. Well, they're gone from ours now. I'm gonna tweet about it. The world must know. This way, oh nice. This way when if anyone searches it on Twitter, they will find a tweet about it from me yelling about it being a scam. What is it? Seed? This is low energy shit. There we go. I mean, if you're gonna scam, at least come at us with some energy. Weirdest new scam. What is this low energy shit? Perfect. Perfect. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you should. At Tom Crown. I got the Tom Crown handle. It used to be at Tom Crown Crypto. It's not anymore. Now it's just at Tom Crown. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Waited for that for a while. Pretty cool. Bitcoin, I think you're still moving up, but man, you're taking your time now. For a whole hour, it has been sitting here within 0.1% range. Fast and expensive. Damn, map of success. That's funny. Sounds like your ex. Burn. That XRP short might actually print. I don't want it to print. I want everything to go up. But we buy key now fast. Fast and expensive. Live. I'm gonna be giggling about that all day. Fast and expensive live. Sounds like my streams. Fast and expensive. Eternal G, I don't know if you're over there on Twitch still. Give you some hope on Dash. Maybe. Maybe. Ugh. Dash, ew. Pretty sure I talked about it long at 67, but I don't see the position there. Swear to God, I didn't erase it. I also swear to God that I would not have placed that, so I don't really know what it's supposed to be. It's not cooked. Some hopium. Some hopiums. There you go. There you go. There's some hopiums. Maybe get 53 again. I think that any long position, you can stop. I could stop it under like 53. Aiming for like just under 100. I think that's a pretty good bet. If you're feeling pessimistic, you'd even go 80 or 67. There's a scalp there. I like this. Like, this is still good. Absolutely a downtrend, lower highs and lower lows, but I like the sharpness of the moves. It reminds me of something looking to make a strong move to the upside once it breaks out. There's your hopiums, my friend. Dash is the same, dude, because it's gibberish. Eternal G's over on Twitch. Shout out to my man holding it down. Says, I don't get the hype on Zach when Dash is the same. Bro, there's so many things that are the same. Monero. I mean, better than the same, I would say, is Monero. Litecoin is also privacy. It's not about what it is. It never is. That's a hard lesson in this space. Is things are never about what people say they are. It's never about the tech. It's never about whatever. It's just about like liquidity and number go up. Once number go up, all of a sudden, it's about the tech. Bam, here we go. Bitcoin breaking a little bit higher. Go. Go. The end of the hour, go. Gotta pee. Has to pee. Oh, man. But it just never is. I don't know. It's the same. It's not about it. It's... I've said it a bunch of times. ZEC, I think, is largely was completely capitulated. It was... I told you guys I bought it a few years ago because I Googled, like, what coins will never rally again, or what coins are dead. And the most common coin that was named was ZEC. It was like, ZEC, that piece of shit, never gonna go up again. And so I bought some. And it was for like 30 or 40 bucks. And I forgot about it, honestly. Nobody cared. It like, if it was ever about the tech, right? It would have been about the tech back here, and it never was. People just they hated this coin. All of a sudden, you started moving up, and people are like, oh, narrative, this and that. Like, there's just I think a collaboration of people pumping it. It was capitulated, very little in the order books. People pumped it. Now number go up, people follow number go up. It really is that easy most of the time. Nice little 5-minute candle. Continuation happening right here. Whew. Right here, right now, man. I gotta pee. We've only gained like 10 subscribers on this stream. On the last week, when we would stream, we'd get like 200. People were gripped and compelled by the market. Now they're right back to sleep. Understandable. And everyone's like, completely, Jordan, we can argue this all day, bro. You can argue how they're different, but it's not about ZEC. This is the same pattern I have seen for almost a decade of no one cares. Number go up. Now it's like, oh, it's the tech and it's this and it's all these things, and it's like, dude, then why did none of that matter when the price was down? Maybe this. They aren't exactly the same, these things. But when they pump for the same reasons. When I say, I don't know, Dash or Monero or Litecoin or whatever are the same, I mean, they're just privacy. That's the narrative. It's not going up because of the tech. Nothing is going up because of the tech. We've just never seen it. I have been sold that basket. How many times? That basket has been sold to me almost as many times as like partnership, like Amazon partnership. I'm no longer accepting Amazon partnership baskets. Been sold it too many times. Bitcoin's Q3 earning reports, exactly. Exactly, Das Peach, all the transactions per second. That's because it has infinity transactions per second. Empty blocks of infinity. What's up, Taylor? 200K special, you know it. We're gonna hit 200K. Originally it was gonna be by the end of the year, and then it slowed down a little bit. Then it picked up a little bit over the last 2 weeks. So it's pretty variable. The exact date is getting very hard to determine. At bare minimum, if we fall right back down to the minimum, it will happen like the first 2 weeks of January. If Bitcoin stays exciting, it could happen much quicker. It could happen into December. We'll do a special for sure. My lord, I have to pee. I have to go to the bathroom. 200K tattoo? Maybe. I still let you guys tattoo for Bitcoin. We did look at Dogecoin. I'm not gonna look at it again right now. Kilmar. We will look at it again when we're live again, and we did look at it here. Bitcoin just looks like it's waiting for me to end the stream. A little bitch. I'm gonna actually do this. I'm not gonna end the stream right now. We're not gonna end the stream. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'll come back. Give me 5 minutes at most, but hit the like, subscribes, sign up with BYD, fight into the drill. There we go. That was 3 minutes. Oh, I was on my phone in the bathroom. I saw that whatever the hell that shit was, Monad dropped. The long-awaited, whatever it is. Something. I saw like influencers tweeting about it. Whatever this is. I don't know. Apparently this went live, something. Oh, look, 10 bajillion transactions per second. It's bajillions of decentralized per minute. Apparently. To everyone on Twitter's surprise, probably especially all the people who were shilling it. To all of their surprises. Is this it? Monad. Is this it? Because this is not the chart that I saw. The chart I saw was much more down. Mon. Good project. I don't know shit about it. I saw a bunch of charts that looked like it just like totally rugged right away. These are not the charts that I saw. Seems like it meaningfully up even. I don't have any of this. Because I never accepted monies to shill you stuff. Tablespoons per minute, that's about right. Is this it? What are then why am I seeing all these like weird people like mad on Twitter? Let's see. On Coinbase. Is on Coinbase. No, I don't want to sign in Coinbase. I don't want to sign in. I just want to look at it. Bitch. Such a bitch, Coinbase. No, I'm not gonna do that. I don't feel like doing that. Mon arrow. Why is this so difficult? What was I seeing on there? It is. $0.03. So that lines up with these charts. What are people complaining about? That's like where it was. Doesn't look like it really went down or up. Anyway, I don't know. Doesn't look that bad. Oh, okay. Maybe it does look kind of bad. 95% from where it traded. These were perps, obviously. Even though, wait, it says spot. How are people trading spot in May if it just started? That's suspicious. I think it got listed on Coinbase. Is that what it is? You guys know. I'm terrible. It's new on Coinbase, yeah, but I can't open it. It won't let me open it without logging in. I don't feel like logging in. Oh, am I really? I'm that dumb. I typed in the wrong code multiple times in a row. It wasn't for the right site. Okay. Mon, new. On new. Hold up. I don't dox myself. I'm sure I will. Sure I will. Anyway, here it is on Coinbase. I guess maybe the stuff that I saw was from like the first minutes, you know, the ones getting engagement. Maybe like from the first minutes of price action. Looks like it did dump pretty hard. From 3.2 to 2. I mean, that's like 50-some%. 30, 40%. I don't know. I think people are just bored. Sounds like the answer. I don't own any of it. I don't know what they're about. I saw people shilling it, which is never a good sign. Unspectacular. That was a waste of time figuring it out. Thanks. That's what I think about it. I think it's a waste of time. Looking at it. All right. Gaming with AK. What's up, bro? Bitcoin's still recovering. I still think the upside targets from what we said in the beginning of the stream is in play, but we're not out of the woods. Let's wrap this up. It's Monday. We're so back, baby. Price is not down. We're so back. Things looking good for the short term. Let's see what happens at the upside targets. 93.3K going to be the minimum of what I'm looking for here. Higher numbers in play, but we will find out at the yearly open. 93.3. We're going to be live again on Wednesday at the latest. If things get really spicy, hell, we'll be live again tonight. We were live, I think, 8 times last week. So keep your notifications on. Stay subscribed. Be in the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. Hopefully we have a little bit more green ahead and chilling, because I would like some rest. But anyway, I appreciate you guys tuning in. You are the best. Sorry I didn't get to everyone's today. We'll get to more requests and things in future streams. Take care of yourselves. We'll be live again very soon.